Hello, Realtors. This is Tony Geraci, broker and owner of Century 21 HomeStar, and thank you very much for watching today. So today I'm going to talk about ways to get more appointments and get more business. So about 6 things that you can do to get more business. So first thing to think about before I go over this list is there's 3 most important things about real estate. What's the top 3 things that are important in real estate? We all have heard about location, location, location for actual physical real estate, but in real estate sales, as a realtor, it's called follow up, follow up, follow up. So we're going to go over some things that you can do when you are talking to clients, talking to potential clients, future clients. And one thing you got to remember too is that every single person that you meet or talk to is a lead. When I ask agents this question, I go, do you have any leads? Usually the first thing that comes to mind is someone that's buying now. Yes, that's great when you have a lead that is someone buying now or very soon or in the next few months, but that every single person is a lead. You just have to put them in quartile in some type of way of when you feel they're going to buy, and there's certain things that you have to do. So while we're talking about follow-up, there's the number one thing that you need to do when you are reaching out to your sphere of influence, your family, your friends, your sphere, your past business, and following up is one, when you reach out to them, you've got to know the outcome. What are you trying to obtain from them? You have to know what the outcome, what a possible outcome of your call, text, email is going to be. Are these people that you know that they're going to be moving soon? Are these a long-term follow-up program? Because you have to ask those questions when you're following up with people. So number one, before you're talking to people, know the outcome. You know, if this is someone that you know that say, well, I'm thinking about buying over the next year or so, you have to have an outcome. Unless maybe you can move them a little bit sooner. Maybe there's a great deal now. Maybe that they're thinking about a year from now if they find the right house. So you have to know the outcome. What your text, what your communication is going to be. Is it a long-term follow-up, or try to book an appointment now to start showing them houses or list their house? 2, you always want to build a connection, something that connects you with them in a personal way. Example is if you are a type of person that does not like to be sold. You get these salesmen that call you and you want to get them off the phone right away. If those are the type of people you're calling that don't want to communicate with you, just want to, what are you calling me for, why, when, then you got to keep it short. If there's people that are, you continue to ask questions like, when do you think you're going to want to move? When do when's the next life thing that's going to happen that you feel that you need to move? Are you going to retire? Are you building a family, growing a family? Are you going to, you have any friends or relatives that are going to be moving out of the house and graduate from college? So you got to build a rapport and know about them and build a connection with them personally. So you don't, when you're calling them, you're not like, hey, are you looking to buy or sell now? You're calling them to learn about what's going on in their lives, maybe if they could use your service. Remember, the greatest thing about real estate sales is that you're selling yourself, not a product, not something that you could force them to buy today. So you're really trying, when you're doing those follow-up, you're trying to build a connection. You're trying to build a rapport with them. Find out, what they like to do. If you're following them on social media, if you could at least refer to something you saw on their social media during your follow-up call. So build a connection, because those are the people always want to do business with people they like, that are similar to them, that similar interests. You got to be that friendly neighborhood realtor that they want to do business with you because they like you and they trust you and know that you're similar as much as possible to them, because people always gravitate to people that are similar to them. 3, you got to pick what avenue that you want to connect with everybody. Calls, emails, texts, videos, or all of them combined. So you have to have some type of way, every time you're going to be reaching out to someone, that which way are you going to do it? Are you going to do all of them, or which is best for them? So now with those 3 things of know your outcome, build a connection, Again, figure out which way you want to reach out. Now, when you get them on the phone, this is another question I get from realtors. When I get them on the phone and I talk to them, and then we get into what about real estate questions, you have to pre-qualify them. What I mean by pre-qualify is find out when you think they may need your services. So remember, I just said that every person you talk to and run into is a lead. Everybody is going to live somewhere. No one's living in their parents' basement for their whole life. So everybody's going to be moving sometime. Imagine anybody watching this right now, that if you have been in the real estate business for 10 plus years, just imagine every single person that you've ever talked to or ran into or met or spent time with in the last 10 years, 99% of them probably have bought or sold a house. Imagine how much business you would have had over the last 10 years if you stayed in contact, had a follow-up plan, and connected with every single person or as many people as possible that you've ran into, met, spent time with, anything over the last 10 years. So all the new agents that are watching now and your business is just starting or you're just getting back into it or whatever, just imagine where your business could be 10 years from now. Just think of that. Every single person you talk to is going to be buying or selling sometime. Now let's figure out how to connect and how to follow up with those people. So you got to ask those pre-qualifying questions when you get them on the phone. Like, I know, are you looking to buy or sell now? If they're not, say, when do you think that might be? Will you be looking in the, maybe when your kids graduate from high school, college, you're thinking about retiring someday, or again, all of those questions, someone is eventually going to move. The only thing that someone might say is that this is our last house that we're ever buying and we're never moving. But again, if they have a family and have children, well, what are the ages of your children? Maybe they'll need my services someday. Great. Put those in your notes. When to follow up. You put them in your note. They have their children, their ages, when they're graduating from high school, when they're graduating from college. Be that friendly family realtor. Because remember, every family with children, there's more than potential 1 or 2 sales there. I have many, many realtors that go, wow, I've been in the business for 20 years. I've sold the parents several homes, and sold their kids several homes. And for the ones of us that have been in the business 30 plus years, sometimes around the grandkids, which is great. Another great thing about real estate, something that could go on for as long as you want to work. So ask those questions. When, why, when do they think that time will be, and put that in your notes and when to follow up with them. If they say we're not looking to buy or sell probably another 5 to 7 years, don't wait 5 or 7 years to contact them. You put them in a follow-up plan. You got to write down all of these details in your notes, in your contact management system of every single person you talk to, and then have a follow-up plan. Are these people that, so the next thing is 5 is just write down all these details. And then 6 is to make sure you give people a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, 6 months, a year. Basically, when you ask those pre-qualifying questions, make sure you ask, you put them in some type of follow-up program. If they're going to be, say, yeah, we're looking this year, you better be calling them or communicate with them minimum once a month. If they say we're looking over the next 90 days, that's like twice a week or at least once a week that you're talking to those people or communicating with them to see, because so many times us as realtors, we see, well, we're looking to buy probably 6 months from now. You call them 5 months from now, they bought 2 months before that. You never know. So connect with them, put them on a follow-up program, calls, texts, emails. So again, those 6 things again are: know your outcome when you're going to be calling them. Always build a relationship, build a connection with them, be their friend, and be a like-minded and get to them on a personal level. Number 3 is call, text, email, figure out which way you're going to be following up with every single person on your database. Remember, they're all leads. Every single person is a lead. It's just when. It's just when and how fast. 4 is pre-qualify them. Ask those questions on when they think they're going to be looking to buy or sell, or why, when that time comes up, what's important to them and what they're looking for when they're going to be buying or selling next, and then and then number 5 is write all of those notes down. Make sure you have great notes in every single one of your leads of what you feel about them, because if you try to remember everybody, I say this to agents almost daily. If you are trying to remember everything about every potential lead or client in your database, you're trying to think every single person. I'm not writing any notes of any of my calls or texts. I'm not writing any notes. I'm just going to remember everything. Then you don't have enough people in your database. If you can actually remember, unless you have a photographic memory of every phone call, everybody's needs and everybody's wants, you have to have so many people in your database that you can't remember. You have to write notes of where you met them, who they are, when they're going to move next, what was your last phone call, their family, anything personal about them. You should have a book on every single person that is in your database. And then last, 6 is put them up on a follow-up program. You got to figure out if they are 30, 60, 90-day emails, calls, texts. Remember, on average, I'll just put on a low pipe, 1 out of 100 people you're going to get. If you make enough calls, connect with enough people, you're on the low end, you're going to get 1 out of 100 that's looking to buy now. Now, the things that you could do to increase your skills and getting more appointments is connecting with people, following up more often. So when you're calling on those 100 or more people throughout the week, month, year, whatever the amount of people you have in your database, the skills you have in connecting with them will increase that 1 to 2%, maybe to 5%, maybe to even 10%. It is sincerely, it's a numbers game. It has to be. You can't, if you're lucky that, wow, everybody you talk to, you connect with, and you're going to get a transaction with them, and you kind of won the lottery and they're looking to buy now. Or you could just really take control of your business. Make sure there's lots of people in your database, so you know that I have this many people in my database, this many people I'm following up with throughout the year, and I know that I'm going to have around this much business. You can do it. Every realtor has that ability to do it. If you have enough people in your database and you're constantly following up with them, and you're keeping notes, and you're going to do that, you will get a certain percentage, maybe 4 to 5%. Get those appointments. You're going to get there. You have to have enough people in there to be contacting. So that's it for today. Remember, use me as a resource. If you want, call, text, email me, instant message me, whatever. I'm happy to kind of hone this in on your own personal business, because every realtor is different. Everybody's different, and we could use that. I could help you take this and build your database so you could have many, many, many years of business and that's consistent and coming in. So that's it. Have a wonderful day and a great week, and I hope to see many of you very soon. Bye-bye.